Captain Sarah Chen stood at the viewport of the UES Pathfinder, watching the strange crystalline structures that orbited the distant star. After 15 years of deep space exploration, she thought she'd seen everything the universe had to offer. She was wrong. "Captain, we're picking up some kind of signal," Lieutenant Rodriguez announced from his communication station. "It's different from anything in our database." Chen turned from the viewport, her experienced eyes scanning the bridge crew. They were the best Earth had to offer, survivors and pioneers who had learned to thrive in the harshest environments space could throw at them. "Different how?" she asked, moving to look over Rodriguez's shoulder. "It's not using any known frequency modulation. The pattern suggests intelligence, but..." He paused, adjusting his instruments. "It's like it's being transmitted through the crystalline structures themselves." Before Chen could respond, the ship's proximity alerts blared. Emergency lights bathed the bridge in red. Multiple objects emerging from fold space. Lieutenant Commander John called from tactical. "They're God. They're massive. Bigger than anything we've ever encountered." The objects that appeared were beyond description. Geometric shapes that seemed to fold in on themselves, trailing what looked like tears in the fabric of reality. They moved with impossible grace toward the crystalline structures. "Energy spike," Zhang shouted. "There." The nearest crystalline structure shattered into a billion glittering pieces. Through the debris, Chen caught glimpses of movement, smaller vessels fleeing from the geometric monstrosities. The vessels were elegant, almost organic in design, completely different from both human ships and their attackers. "Those ships," Chen said quietly, "they're occupied." "Picking up life signs?" "Yes, ma'am," Rodriguez confirmed. "Very faint, but definitely there. The signals we detected, they're coming from them. It's a distress call." Chen didn't hesitate. Humanity had spent centuries wondering if they were alone in the universe. They'd prepared for first contact, prepared for the possibility of hostile aliens. But they'd also prepared for this, the chance to help. "Battle stations," she ordered, her voice calm but carrying the weight of command. "All hands prepare for combat operations. Deploy kinetic barriers and charge the mass drivers." "Captain," her XO, Commander Davidson, stepped closer. "The prime directive doesn't apply when lives are at stake," Chen finished. "We're not here to observe extinction, Commander. Helm, plot and intercept course. Communications, broadcast on all frequencies. Let's make sure everyone knows we're here to help." The Pathfinder's engines roared to life, pushing the heavy exploration vessel toward the conflict. Chen watched as her crew moved with practiced efficiency, readying weapons that most aliens would consider primitive. Railguns, missile batteries, and thick armor plating that had been designed to withstand the crushing pressures of gas giant exploration. "Message from one of the fleeing vessels," Rodriguez reported. I think they're trying to warn us away. Translation software is having trouble, but they're saying something about the attackers being immune to energy weapons." Chen smiled. "Good thing we don't rely on energy weapons then. Tactical, target the nearest hostile. Let's show them what good old-fashioned kinetic energy can do." The Pathfinder's main gun, a massive electromagnetic accelerator, hummed as it charged. The ship's computer calculated the shot, compensating for the strange way the hostile vessels moved through space. "Fire," Chen ordered. The ship shuddered as the railgun launched its projectile. A tungsten rod accelerated to a significant fraction of light speed. The geometric vessel, apparently expecting energy weapons, made no attempt to dodge. The rod struck home, carrying through whatever exotic material made up its hull. "Direct hit," John reported, excitement clear in his voice. "Target showing signs of structural damage. They're turning toward us." "Good," Chen said, standing straighter. "Get their attention. Signal the civilian ships. Tell them to fall back while we keep these things busy. And someone get me a better translation program running. I want to talk to whoever we're saving." The bridge crew worked with renewed purpose. This wasn't just first contact anymore. It was a rescue mission. And if there was one thing humans excelled at, it was helping others survive impossible odds. Multiple hostiles on an attack vector, John warned. They're charging some kind of weapon. The enemy fired. Space itself seemed to distort around their weapons, but the Pathfinder's kinetic barriers held. Chen felt the deck vibrate beneath her feet as the ship's compensators struggled with the strange forces being directed at them. Barriers at 60%, Davidson reported. Whatever they're firing, it's not like anything in our database. Then let's not give them time for a second shot, Chen responded. All batteries, fire at will. Show them why you don't pick a fight with a species that evolved throwing rocks. The Pathfinder's secondary weapons opened up, filling space with a wall of tungsten and high explosives. The geometric ships, apparently unused to dealing with physical projectiles, took significant damage. One of them began to break apart, its impossible angles collapsing in on themselves. The civilian ships are clear, Rodriguez announced. They're sending us something. Looks like technical data. Star charts maybe. Copy it all, Chen ordered. But keep your focus on the fight. We're not done here yet. As the battle continued, Chen couldn't help but feel a sense of irony. Humanity had spent so long preparing for the worst of first contact. Hostile aliens, superior technology, impossible weapons. Instead, they'd found someone who needed their help, and their primitive technology was exactly what was needed. Target destroyed, John reported as another geometric ship succumbed to the Pathfinder's relentless barrage. The others are falling back. I think we scared them, Captain. Chen watched as the remaining hostile vessels retreated, folding space around themselves until they vanished. The crystalline debris field sparkled in the starlight, and in the distance she could see the civilian ships holding position. Open a channel, she ordered. Let's properly introduce ourselves to our new friends. As Rodriguez worked to establish communications, Chen smiled. This wasn't how she'd expected first contact to go, but maybe it was better this way. Sometimes the best way to start a friendship was by helping someone in need. The universe, it seemed, had a sense of humor. Humanity's first alien encounter wasn't with conquerors or teachers, but with people who needed their help. And maybe that was exactly what both species needed. The UES Pathfinder's engineering bay had never seen anything quite like this. Chief Engineer Marcus Wong watched in fascination as the crystalline alien, who had introduced themselves as the Luminary, examined the ship's kinetic barrier generators. The alien's translucent form shifted through colors of azure and gold, a sign of intense interest according to their newly established translation protocols. Your technology, the luminary engineer, designated Valen, chimed in their melodic voice. It's so substantial. The translator rendered their tone somewhere between confusion and admiration. You build in layers of redundancy, physical backups, manual overrides. Why? Wang gestured to a heavily reinforced bulkhead. Because everything fails eventually. Out here, you need to be ready for anything. One backup system isn't enough. You need 3, maybe 4. And when all else fails, you need to be able to fix it with a wrench and determination. The conversation was interrupted by Captain Chen's arrival. She moved carefully. The Pathfinder's artificial gravity had been lowered to accommodate their crystalline guests, whose delicate structures couldn't handle Earth-normal conditions. How's the knowledge exchange going? She asked, steadying herself against a console. Fascinating, Wang replied, unable to hide his excitement. The Luminary's energy manipulation technology is incredible. They can do things with photons that we thought were theoretical, but they're equally interested in our primitive approach. Val-N's form sparkled, their equivalent of a nod. Your species evolved in conditions we would consider impossible. Your physical resilience, your redundant biological systems, they shaped how you build. We never considered using solid projectiles because energy weapons were more elegant. We never thought about backup systems because our technology was too perfect to fail. Until it did, Chen said quietly. The luminary's color dimmed slightly. Yes, the Void Hunters. Our energy weapons passed right through them. Our perfect systems had no answer for their attack. But your kinetic weapons, they brightened again. You showed us their strength in simplicity. Wang pulled up a holographic display showing a hybrid design he and Val N had been working on. We're trying to combine our approaches. Luminary energy manipulation technology to enhance our kinetic weapons. Human redundancy and durability protecting their more delicate systems. Chen studied the design with interest. The basic shape was human, built to withstand punishment, but integrated with crystalline structures that would amplify and focus energy in ways their technology never could. "And you're sure this can work?" she asked. "It has to," Wang answered. "The Void Hunters will be back, and they'll be ready for simple kinetic weapons next time. But if we can combine our technologies..." Their discussion was interrupted by an alert from the bridge. "Captain to the command center." Rodriguez's voice came through the intercom. "We're receiving a transmission from Earth Command." Chen made her way to the bridge, followed by Wang and Val N. The message from Earth was brief but significant. The United Earth government had approved full technological and military cooperation with the Luminary. More ships were already being dispatched to their location. "Your leaders agreed so quickly," Val N chimed in surprise. "We've spent centuries preparing for contact with alien life," Chen explained. "And if there's one thing humans understand, it's the need to stand together against a common threat." The next few weeks saw a flurry of activity as more human ships arrived, along with the remaining Luminary fleet. The space around the crystalline debris field became an impromptu shipyard as both species worked to implement their hybrid designs. Human engineers learned to manipulate crystalline technology with their characteristic determination, while Luminary scientists came to appreciate the elegance in human brute force approaches. There were challenges, different atmospheric requirements, varying gravity tolerances, completely alien ways of thinking, but both species found ways to adapt. "It's not about whose technology is more advanced," Wang explained to a group of human and Luminary engineers. "It's about using the right tool for the job. Sometimes that's an energy beam that can punch through space-time. Sometimes it's a really big wrench." The comment drew laughs from the humans and color shifts of amusement from the Luminary. They were learning each other's ways, finding strength in their differences. Captain Chen observed all this from the Pathfinder's bridge, reading reports of similar cooperation happening across the growing fleet. The Luminary were teaching humans about the true nature of space-time, sharing star charts that would have taken centuries to compile. In return, humans were showing them how to build ships that could take a punch and keep fighting. "We've confirmed Void Hunter activity in the Carina sector," Commander Davidson reported, interrupting her thoughts. "They're becoming more aggressive, hitting populated systems now." Chen nodded grimly. "They're adapting to our presence. How long until the first hybrid ships are ready?" "The UEA's forge will complete its refit tomorrow," Wang answered, consulting his tablet. 5 more ships by the end of the week. The Luminary vessels are taking longer. We have to be careful integrating our armor systems with their crystalline structures. "It will be worth the wait," Val N chimed confidently. "Already our simulations show the hybrid designs performing beyond our highest expectations. The Void Hunters expect either energy weapons they can ignore or kinetic weapons they can avoid. They won't be prepared for both." Chen turned to the viewport, watching the construction crews, human and Luminary, working side by side. They were building something unprecedented, a fleet that combined the best aspects of both species, human durability and determination, merged with Luminary precision and advanced energy manipulation. "Send word to all ships," she ordered. "As soon as the first hybrid vessels are combat-ready, we take the fight to them." The Void Hunters thought they found easy prey in the Luminary. Instead, they united 2 species who are stronger together than apart. As the message was relayed, Chen couldn't help but smile. Humanity's first steps into the galactic community hadn't gone as anyone expected. But maybe that was for the best. They hadn't found enemies to fight or teachers to follow. They'd found partners who needed exactly what humans had to offer: the strength to stand and fight when running wasn't an option. The UEA's forge hung in space like a predator waiting to strike. Its hybrid design reflected the unprecedented alliance that had created it: human-built armor plates interwoven with luminary crystalline structures that pulsed with contained energy. Captain Chen had transferred her command to this new vessel, bringing her experienced crew with her. They would need every advantage for what was coming. Void Hunter signatures detected, Rodriguez announced from his enhanced communication station. The luminary crystals integrated into his console allowed him to detect spatial distortions that would have been invisible to traditional sensors. 3 capital ships, dozen smaller vessels. They're attacking the Centauri mining outpost. Right where we expected them, Chen replied, studying the tactical display. The mining outpost was a tempting target. Isolated, valuable, and previously defenseless. But not anymore. All ships, battle formations. Let's show them what our combined fleet can do. The hybrid fleet moved with precision that would have seemed impossible just weeks ago. Human vessels, their hulls now augmented with crystalline focusing arrays, took forward positions. Luminary ships, protected by layers of human-designed armor, formed up behind them. The Forge led the charge, embodying the strengths of both species. Enemy vessels altering course, Commander Davidson reported. They're moving to engage. Energy signatures suggest they've upgraded their weapons. As expected, Chen nodded. They've learned from our last encounter. But so have we. Chief Wong, how are our new systems looking? Everything's green. Wong's voice came through the comm. Crystalline matrices are stable. Kinetic barriers are at full power. Ready to show them our little surprise. The Void Hunters struck first, their reality warping weapons more powerful than before. But the hybrid fleet was ready. Luminary-designed energy fields caught the strange attacks, while human-built armor absorbed what got through. Minimal damage, Davidson announced. Our combined defenses are holding. They're charging for another volley. Not this time, Chen commanded. All ships, execute pattern Sigma. Show them what humanity and the Luminary can do together. The Forge's main weapon powered up, a massive railgun wrapped in crystalline arrays that hummed with contained energy. When it fired, the projectile was surrounded by a luminary-designed field that twisted space itself. The Void Hunters, expecting either energy they could ignore or projectiles they could dodge, found themselves facing both simultaneously. The shot struck home, tearing through the lead enemy vessel's defenses like they weren't there. The geometric ship's impossible angles collapsed in on themselves, its structure unable to cope with the combined attack. Direct hit, Wong called out triumphantly. The crystalline field maintained integrity throughout the impact, ready to fire again. The battle that followed was unlike anything either species had seen before. Human ships charged forward with characteristic boldness, their enhanced weapons blazing. Luminary vessels danced through space with impossible grace, their new armor allowing them to survive hits that would have shattered them before. The Void Hunters fought back with increasing desperation. They had grown used to prey that either ran or died. This unified resistance was something new, something they hadn't planned for. They're trying to retreat, Rodriguez reported, his console pulsing with information. Their fold space generators are powering up. Not today, Chen responded. Signal the luminary vessels to execute their part of the plan. The crystalline ships moved into a precise formation, their energy fields combining in ways that human science was only beginning to understand. The space around the Void Hunters began to warp and twist, preventing their escape. Target locked, Davidson announced. All ships have firing solutions. Chen allowed herself a small smile. Fire everything. The hybrid fleet attacked as one. Human kinetic weapons, enhanced by luminary energy manipulation, struck from multiple vectors. The Void Hunter's advanced defenses, designed to handle either energy or physical attacks, failed completely against weapons that were both simultaneously. When it was over, the geometric ships were nothing but debris, their impossible forms reduced to scattered fragments by the combined might of two species they had underestimated. No survivors, Rodriguez confirmed. The mining outpost is safe. They're cheering for us, Captain. Chen looked around her bridge, at humans and Luminary working side by side. What had started as a rescue mission had become something more. Proof that different species, with different approaches and technologies, could be stronger together than apart. Send word to Earth Command and the Luminary High Council, she ordered. The hybrid fleet concept is confirmed successful. Request permission to begin full-scale production. As the message was sent, Chen turned to Val N, who had been observing from a special crystalline interface near the tactical station. Your people's technology made this possible, she said. The Luminary engineer's form sparkled with colors of pride and respect, and your people's strength made it practical. We thought we were perfect, but we needed your, what do you call it? Your punch it until it works approach. The comment drew laughs from the human crew members. They had all heard stories about how Wong and his engineering team had sometimes resorted to precisely calibrated percussive maintenance when integrating the two technologies. Captain, Davidson interrupted, his voice serious. Long-range sensors are detecting more Void Hunter activity. Bigger fleets this time, moving with purpose. I think we got their attention. Good, Chen replied, her expression determined. Let them come. Every battle teaches us more about combining our strengths, and next time, we'll be even better prepared. The hybrid fleet regrouped, their crystalline components glowing with contained power, while their armored hulls bore the scars of victory. They had proven that their combined technology worked. Now it was time to take the fight to the enemy. As they set course for their next objective, Chen couldn't help but feel proud. Humanity had dreamed of joining the galactic community for centuries. Now they were not just part of it. They were helping to defend it, teaching and learning, growing stronger through cooperation rather than competition. The Void Hunters had thought they found easy prey. Instead, they had created an alliance that would change the galaxy forever. The captured Void Hunter vessel drifted in space, its geometric form now lifeless and still. Captain Chen watched through the reinforced viewport of the UES forge as the boarding teams approached. Even disabled, there was something unsettling about the alien ship. Ankles that seemed to bend in impossible ways, surfaces that appeared to both absorb and emit darkness. Radiation levels are off the charts, Wong reported through the comm channel. He led the boarding team, his environmental suit modified with both human and Luminary protection systems. Whatever powers these things, it's like nothing we've ever seen. Be careful in there, Chen ordered. We need answers, but not at the cost of your lives. Val N's crystalline form pulsed with concern from their station. The energy patterns, they're familiar somehow, like echoes of something we've seen before, but twisted. The boarding team made their way through the alien vessel's corridors. Their helmet cameras transmitted images back to the forge's bridge, showing interior spaces that seemed to defy normal geometry. Surfaces shifted and changed as they watched, as if the ship itself was trying to rearrange its structure. Captain, Wong's voice crackled through the comm. We found something. Some kind of data core, I think. Val N, are you seeing this? The Luminary engineer's form flickered rapidly, their equivalent of intense concentration. The crystalline structure, it's similar to our technology, but corrupted, changed. Like someone took our principles of energy manipulation and pushed them far beyond safe limits. The team began interfacing with the alien system, combining Luminary energy manipulation with human computer systems to decode its contents. As data started flowing, Rodriguez's translation software worked to decipher the alien language. This can't be right, Rodriguez muttered, his fingers flying over his console. According to this, the Void Hunters, they're running from something. Chen moved to his station, reading the translated text as it appeared. The story it told was devastating. The Void Hunters weren't conquerors or mindless destroyers. They were refugees, fleeing from something that had already consumed their home galaxy. They had transformed themselves with desperate technologies, turning their ships and even their own bodies into weapons. They're trying to prepare this galaxy. Val N chimed softly, their color shifting to deep blues of sorrow. They believe that only by transforming other species as they were transformed can any of us survive what's coming. What exactly is coming? Chen asked, though she feared she already knew the answer. The data showed images of something vast and terrible, enormous machines that consumed entire star systems, breaking down all matter and energy into fuel for their endless expansion. The Harvesters, as the Void Hunters called them, were relentless and unstoppable. They had already begun probing this galaxy's edges. That's why they attack your people, Chen realized, turning to Val N. The Luminaries' mastery of energy manipulation. They saw you as the most promising candidates for their forced evolution program. And when humans interfered, Davidson added, we proved ourselves another viable candidate. Our resilience, our adaptability. But we proved something else too. Wang's voice came through the comm. We proved there's another way. The hybrid fleet. It's already more effective than their twisted transformations. Chen studied the tactical data flowing across her screens. The Void Hunters had been fighting alone, relying on corrupted technology and desperate measures. But the combined fleet had shown that cooperation between species, each contributing their natural strengths, was more powerful than forced evolution. Captain, Rodriguez called out urgently. I'm detecting massive spatial distortions, multiple Void Hunter fleets converging on our position. They must have detected us accessing their data core. Good, Chen replied, her voice firm. Let them come. Now we know what we're really fighting for. She opened a channel to the entire hybrid fleet. All ships, battle stations. What we've learned today changes everything. We're not just fighting for survival. We're fighting to prove that there's a better way. The hybrid fleet moved into formation around the captured vessel. Human ships, their hulls gleaming with integrated crystalline arrays, took up defensive positions. Luminary vessels, protected by layers of human-designed armor, powered up their enhanced weapon systems. The Void Hunters thought the only way to survive was to become monsters. Chen continued, addressing both human and luminary crews. They're going to learn that we're stronger together, not because we changed who we are, but because we chose to combine our strengths. As the enemy fleet emerged from fold space, Chen couldn't help but feel a surge of determination. The coming battle would be their hardest yet, but now they understood what was really at stake. They weren't just fighting for victory. They were fighting to show the galaxy that cooperation was stronger than corruption, that different species working together could overcome any threat. All ships, prepare for combat, she ordered. Let's show them what humanity and the Luminary can really do when we work together. The hybrid fleet powered up their weapons, crystalline arrays pulsing with contained energy, while human-built armor gleamed in the starlight. They had uncovered the truth about their enemy, but more importantly, they had discovered something else, a truth that would change the galaxy forever. The greatest strength wasn't in transformation or technological corruption. It was in cooperation, in combining different approaches and perspectives to create something greater than the sum of its parts. As the Void Hunters approached, Chen knew that this battle would decide not just the fate of two species, but the future of an entire galaxy. The void of space erupted with light and energy as the largest Void Hunter fleet yet emerged from fold space. Their geometric ships moved with newfound aggression. They weren't just fighting to transform potential allies anymore, but to eliminate a threat to their desperate plan. Captain Chen watched from the bridge of the UES Forge as the enemy vessels took up attack positions. The hybrid fleet faced its greatest challenge yet, but they weren't alone. More ships were arriving by the minute, human vessels from Earth's defensive fleet, luminary ships from their outer colonies, all modified with the combined technology that had proven so effective. They've adapted their weapons, Davidson reported, studying the tactical display. Energy signatures suggest they're trying to counter our hybrid technology. Expected, Val and chimed from their station, their crystalline form pulsing with determination. But they still think like individuals. They don't understand true cooperation. Chen nodded. The Void Hunters had shared their corrupted technology, but they hadn't learned to work together. Each ship fought for itself, transformed by the same process, but not truly unified. The hybrid fleet, in contrast, moved as one, human and luminary crews working in perfect synchronization. All ships, execute formation Delta, Chen ordered. Let's show them what real unity looks like. The hybrid fleet split into coordinated groups. Human-built vessels, their crystalline arrays glowing with power, formed the outer ring. Luminary ships, protected by reinforced armor, took up positions in the center. The Forge led the formation, embodying the strengths of both species. The Void Hunters struck first, their reality-warping weapons more powerful than ever. But the hybrid fleet was ready. Luminary energy fields caught and redirected the strange attacks, while human-designed armor absorbed what got through. When the hybrid fleet counterattacked, they did so with devastating precision. Multiple hits confirmed, Wang reported from engineering. The crystalline matrices are performing beyond specifications. The luminary modifications to our kinetic weapons are increasing their effectiveness by 300%. But the Void Hunters refused to retreat. More of their ships emerged from fold space, their geometric forms casting impossible shadows across the battlefield. They brought to bear weapons that could tear apart the fabric of space itself, the same technology they planned to use to transform entire species. They're targeting our crystalline arrays. Rodriguez called out as another blast rocked the ship, trying to disrupt the integration between our technologies. Reroute power through the backup systems, Chen ordered. That's why we build redundancies. Wang, show them why humans always have a plan B. The chief engineer's modifications proved their worth as the hybrid fleet switched to secondary systems, where the Void Hunters expected their attacks to disable the combined technology. They found their enemies adapting and continuing to fight. Captain, Val N's chimes carried urgency. I'm detecting massive energy buildups in the enemy fleet. They're going to attempt a mass transformation, the same process they used on themselves. Chen watched as the geometric ships began to align in a complex pattern. Space itself seemed to twist around them as they prepared to release the corrupting energy that had transformed their own species. Not this time, Chen declared. All ships, execute Protocol Omega. Show them what happens when two species choose to work together instead of being forced to change. The hybrid fleet moved with perfect coordination. Human vessels positioned themselves precisely, their armored hulls reflecting transformed energy, while their kinetic weapons targeted key points in the enemy formation. Luminary ships wove between them, their crystalline technology manipulating the very forces the Void Hunters tried to use. Enemy pattern disrupted, Davidson reported. Their transformation wave is becoming unstable. Now, Chen ordered, all ships, fire everything you've got. The combined attack was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Human kinetic weapons, enhanced by luminary energy manipulation, struck with devastating force. Crystalline arrays, protected by human-designed armor, channeled power in ways that defied conventional physics. Where the Void Hunters tried to corrupt and transform, the hybrid fleet answered with cooperation and mutual strength. The enemy formation broke apart, their geometric ships unable to maintain cohesion under the sustained assault. As their transformation wave collapsed, it turned back on their own vessels, corrupted energy tearing apart the very ships that had tried to wield it. They're retreating, Rodriguez announced. Multiple ships entering fold space, no pursuit possible in their condition. Let them go, Chen said firmly. Let them carry the message to any others who think transformation is the only way to survive. The hybrid fleet regrouped, their crystalline components pulsing with residual energy, while their armored hulls bore the scars of victory. They had faced the ultimate test of their combined technology and philosophy, and proved that willing cooperation was stronger than forced evolution. Message from Earth Command, Rodriguez reported. They're detecting something at the galaxy's edge. Massive structures. The harvesters are really coming. Chen looked around her bridge, at humans and Luminary working side by side. They had started this journey as rescuer and rescued, but had become something more, proof that different species could become stronger together while remaining true to themselves. Send word to all colonies, all species, she ordered. Tell them what we've learned here. The harvesters are coming, yes, but we don't need to become monsters to fight monsters. We just need to stand together. As the message was relayed, Chen turned to the viewport. The battlefield was clearing, debris from the Void Hunter fleet scattering across space. But beyond it, she could see ships arriving. More human vessels, more Luminary craft, and others. Word of their victory had spread. And with it, hope. The Void Hunters thought survival meant sacrificing what we are, she said to her crew. We've proved there's another way. Together, we'll face whatever comes next, not as transformed shadows of ourselves, but as allies who choose to combine our strengths. The hybrid fleet set course for home, their mission accomplished but their work just beginning. They had done more than win a battle. They had shown the galaxy that the greatest power comes not from forcing change, but from embracing differences and working together. As the stars streaked past, Chen couldn't help but smile. Humanity's first steps into the galactic community had led them not to conquest or submission, but to partnership. Together with the Luminary, they had created something unprecedented, proof that the future belonged not to those who fought alone, but to those who chose to stand together.